Yo, what is going on, everybody? So for those of you who've been watching me for a while, you'll know that there's only one thing that I dislike more than feminists. Male feminists. Today is a perfect example of that. And I always talk about how getting into a trade not only gives you essentially economic impunity in times of crisis like we're facing right now with the COVID pandemic, but it also keeps you outside of toxic workplaces that might be full of feminists, that might be full of women that have been raised in a state of victimhood. And I'm not blaming those particular individuals because they are only playing within the framework that they've been taught. But when the framework that they've been taught by feminists, academics, and the feminist teachers that have been churned out of universities by the feminist lecturers, then you basically have a whole entire generation of kids raised by nut jobs. Herein the problem. And I don't know if I said this to anyone previously, but I used to do Uber when I separated from my ex-wife and I was getting back on my feet, getting everything sorted. I stopped doing Uber because of the headaches that I continually got from female passengers. Because I actually started rejecting female bookings. I'll explain why in a second. It wasn't because I'm sexist. You know, I got no problem taking any passenger whatsoever. Plenty of lovely females that I actually took and had great conversations with, and you know, mutually it was a very pleasant ride for both of us, whether it was, you know, a quiet ride or a chatty ride, whatever the case. But the majority of the issues that I had when I was doing Uber were women giving me bad ratings because I didn't go the way that they thought I should have gone, even though the way I went was heaps quicker because there was a traffic breakdown the way they would have gone, and I could see it on Google Maps clearly, and I would have been yelled at if I got caught in traffic, right? Or they would have still given me a bad rating because they were annoyed that I took slower than they think I should have, even though I went the way that they wanted me to. I had women slam my door open onto concrete walls and then complain to Uber when I sent a request through to Uber to have myself reimbursed for that. I had women give me 1-star ratings because I refused to let a person hide in the boot and a person lie across the footwell down here and have a full back seat full of passengers and a front seat passenger during double demerits, where the penalties were doubled for traffic infringements, of which having unrestrained passengers is one. So I would have got 2 unrestrained passenger fines, and I would have got double demerits for both of those. So it would have been instant loss of license. And they gave me a 1-star rating because I refused to do that for them. There was another one who was eating fried rice in my backseat, spilling rice everywhere. It took me an hour and a half, almost 2 hours to clean everything because she made such a mess. It was so filthy. She insisted on eating in the backseat, even after I respectfully asked her not to. And then there was another woman who I said, "Hi, how are you going?" And she just ignored me. I looked and I could see her in the rearview mirror. She was just looking down and texting. And I could tell she felt really uncomfortable, even though I hadn't done anything. Like, she's just obviously a feminist who's been lied to that every man's a predator. And she gave me a 1-star rating for daring to ask how she was. Anyway, I just wanted to lay the framework for this, that even when you think you're doing the right thing, you're not always. Because this shirtless tradie ended up being awarded $23,000 after being fired for allegedly flirting with a client, which, by the way, he didn't do. An Auckland tradie fired over a complaint alleging he was flirting with a customer while working shirtless, as roofers do, because it gets really fucking hot up on a roof because you've got the sun belting down on you and then the sun reflecting back up at you from the tiling. Samuel Newman, an assistant roofing technician and health and safety supervisor at Solid Roofing, was dismissed without an investigation. Just on an allegation. No investigation. You're fired because she said so. Or was it she? The plot thickens. Apparently, he was dismissed without investigation into a customer complaint about his quote-unquote unprofessional behavior. But the authorities sided with Newman after finding the complaint came from not the woman, but the woman's husband, who was annoyed by the attention His wife was paying Newman while working with his shirt off. Newman said the dismissal took a toll on his physical and mental well-being, and the authority awarded him $23,000 in compensation for injury to feelings and unjustified dismissal. On January 12th, Solid Roofing director Peter Vandenberg held a meeting with Newman regarding the customer's complaint about the job he did the previous month in Auckland's Cockle Bay. The customer complained about the unevenness of the paint spray on the roof and that in some areas of the roof it was too thin, Vandenberg said. Vandenberg asked Newman about the customer's actions towards him. He said there had been jokes around Newman's interactions with the woman at the company Christmas party. In response, Newman said the customer had been flirtatious and offered him ham and cheese croissants and a drink and asked him to come inside her house. Yes, she was inviting the sexy tradie inside, and the hubby got jealous. He said he only accepted a glass of water, reasonably so, and refused her other requests. At the authority investigation meeting, Vandenberg said he received a call from the customer's husband about the quality of Newman's work and was told about alleged sexual innuendo and banter. But Newman said this allegation had not been put to him during the meeting in January 12th. On January 15th, Vandenberg held another meeting where he told Newman Solid Roofing was struggling with labor costs and there would be cuts in wages and hours. At this meeting, he also gave Newman a written warning for serious misconduct at the Cockle Bay house. The authority said Vandenberg did not fully investigate the alleged serious complaint about Newman's conduct. Newman explained to the authority that he and his supervisor both worked for a short period of time with their shirts off as it was very hot. Understandable. And had rejected her offers of food and for him to come inside the house. The ERA found Vandenberg had written Newman's warning letter 2 days before their first meeting in January. So basically the warning letter had been written before he'd even had a right of reply. Vandenberg said he had received a serious complaint from the customer's wife. But it wasn't actually the customer's wife, it was the customer's wife's. So it was the, it was actually from the customer, not the customer's wife, that the complaint originated. So received a serious complaint from the customer's wife about Mr. Newman's flirtatious behavior. He had not. Rather, the customer's husband was annoyed by the attention his wife was paying to Mr. Newman and Mr. Cameron working with their shirts off, authority member Anna Fitzgibbon said. Fitzgibbon said the written warning was both substantively unjustified, but also procedurally unfair. So there we have it, gentlemen. We have a male tradesperson working with his shirt off for a short period of time only because it was extremely hot on the roof because the sun was belting down as it is through this window right now, even though my window is tinted, and also reflecting up from the roof. The guy was no doubt sweating his ass off. And Michael McKinney says, I've done roofing before. It can be sweltering during the summer. That is exactly right. It can be. And it is often. So the woman's flirted with someone she wasn't married to. And I get it. I get it. Right? Women's inclination is to secure the best possible genes to procreate with. Their biological prerogative and biological predisposition is to procreate with men who have superior genes. Don't be mad at it. That's just biology, guys, right? All those guys saying, oh, well, she shouldn't flirt. Well, yeah, maybe she shouldn't if you agree that marriage is the framework for society and life. I agree that if that's your framework, she shouldn't do it. And maybe morally, right? Based on whoever sets the moral framework, maybe morally that's not right if you're with someone else. But the reality is the husband didn't have the superior genes, because if he did, all he would have had to do is take his shirt off, start lifting some stuff in the backyard, and her attention would have been straight back on him, right? So women like abs and men like titties. That's life. Well said, Elvin. Right? And Alex Swear says, no wonder she's flirting with the roofing guy. She married a woman. What a simp, right? Because only a simp would go running and have a cry to the roofing company that his wife was attracted to someone else more than him. Because that's not her problem. She's attracted to who she's attracted to, like it or not. He's the problem. Instead of saying, okay, what is it about this guy that she's attracted to? And what can I do to be more like that guy if that's what my wife wants to bang? Instead of taking that path and taking the path of self-growth, self-improvement, and self-awareness, he just wants to put the blame on someone else. So he's no better than the women who blame other people for their problems, aka feminists. So guys, I would love to get your take on this. What do you think? Leave your comments below. Give me a like. Share this video. Hey guys, I promise that wasn't YouTube knocking me off. That was just my phone getting a little too hot in the sun. To be fair, that content was a little spicy, so I can understand how that might happen. Now, I just wanted to quickly address, and I'm really sorry, but because of this, because of that reset, I actually can't see who it was that put that super chat to me. So to whoever it was that shared that super chat before, if it was one or multiple of you, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to you guys for donating. To whoever else wants to donate, feel free to head on over to PayPal, cryptocurrency, bank, like all the details are in the description below. But if you want to support this channel and you don't have a few dollars to spare, or you're not really keen on throwing some this way, please feel free to head on over to Sydney MGTOW Brave. Try out the Brave browser. They're an awesome alternative to Chrome with all the same extensions, the same settings, and a few little extra added bonuses with a lot more privacy. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here for now. I appreciate it. Would love to get your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.